Columbia University's Spider and Lab Experiment. First, let's start with the Spider-Man of the Sam Raimi universe. He was created in a lab located at Columbia University, where scientific research was being done. This was no ordinary spider. It was made artificially. All the scientists mixed the DNA of different spider species together to create such a toxic spider, whose powers the scientists themselves had no idea about. One day, during a school tour, that spider got out of the lab and bit an ordinary student named Peter Parker. Immediately, changes were seen in Peter. He gained many powers from the spider, which doubled his body strength. With this strength, Peter Parker could easily lift any heavy object. Added to this was the ability to react in the blink of an eye, which is called reflexes. Another power was the spider sense, through which Peter's body would move and give a danger signal before any danger arrived. But the most attractive among all these powers was the shooting of spider webs from inside his body. He did not need any device to shoot webs. It became a part of his body. From that day on, Peter left his ordinary human life and became a powerful spider. Peter's power. There were a total of 15 genetically modified spiders in that lab, out of which the hybrid spider made with the features of 3 different species bit Peter. The next day after the tour, Peter came home and went to sleep. Waking up, he saw that his eye problem was gone. He could see everything clearly without glasses. His body strength had increased even more since yesterday. Now, he did not just walk on 2 legs like ordinary humans, but could climb big buildings like a spider. The proof of his strength was seen when he stopped a moving train using his body strength and webs. Oscorp's Spider. Now let's get introduced to the amazing Spider-Man universe. Here too, there was a lab like before, but the spider bite was different, where a company named Oscorp was working to mix animal DNA into human bodies. But its purpose did not stop just within research. This project was being run to save a man's life whose name was Norman Osborn. Even though he was very rich, he had been suffering from a deadly disease for a long time. The spider that bit Peter in that universe was named Araneus Oscorpus. The change that came to Peter's body after this bite was not just to increase body strength like the previous Spider-Man. This Peter got the ability to control his body. His movements were not like normal humans. He could flip in the air and change direction. Looking at him, it feels like the laws of gravity of science mean nothing to him. Apart from strength, Peter's intelligence had also increased a lot. He could quickly understand any difficult puzzle and design. While fighting enemies, he would understand their weaknesses beforehand. But there was a shortage in Peter's powers. That was, he could not shoot webs from his body like a spider. Then he used his own intelligence to make artificial webs, and to shoot them, he created mechanical web shooters on his wrists. This shows that Spider-Man did not stop at his limited powers, but rather improved himself using his own intelligence. The special thing about him was that he did not just fight with hands and feet, but used his brain to defeat enemies. MCU's Spider-Man. Now we will talk about our main topic of discussion, the MCU's Spider-Man, the full form of which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In this series, they never showed how the spider bit Peter. Even no specific lab's name was mentioned. When we get introduced to Peter, he was catching small-time criminals as Spider-Man, but his identity is not limited only to the spider bite. Rather, all the answers are hidden in what happened after that. What the 15-year-old teenager did on the screen is truly beyond ordinary intelligence. He stopped a train with hands. Again, he took beatings from big monsters that could kill ordinary humans, but he stood up on his feet again, as if his body strength was more than even monsters. At such a time, he met Iron Man Tony Stark, who could see the unlimited power inside this kid Peter. For this reason, he created armor using the best technology of science. He gave Peter an iron spider suit, an AI assistant, and many modern gadgets. As a result, the MCU's Peter Parker was not just within the power of the spider bite, but the most powerful and best technology of the universe was added to him. Other Spider-Men only moved with the power given by the spider, but Peter got the entire laboratory of a billionaire. If the spider bite created Peter's power, then Tony Stark's technology made him a modern Peter. Director John Watts did not show the spider bite scene to the audience by his own choice, because the audience had seen it before. Peter became the owner of this power when he was studying in the first class of high school. Without wearing any kind of expensive suit, he had controlled many powerful soldiers like America's and held a big airport bridge alone on his back. Later, when he held a ferry boat together with his body webs, only then it was understood that he is the strongest live-action Spider-Man in screen history. Benefits of Peter's suit. Now, if we look at Peter's outfit, we will see that his outfit was not normal. This outfit increases his strength even more. When Peter had no money, he bought a cheap red and blue cloth from the market and made an outfit for himself, and black glasses were seen on his eyes. But at such a young age, he had created a powerful web fluid, seeing which Tony Stark himself was surprised. After this, being happy with Peter, Tony Stark gifted him the Stark Tech Suit made by himself. When Peter unlocked all the training modes inside this suit, he saw many strange things, where there was a drone, many modes of webs, and an intelligent assistant like Jarvis to talk to. But the most surprising thing was the Iron Spider suit, which was made with nanotechnology. Wearing this suit, one can survive by breathing in space, and the armor was completely bulletproof. If any part of it got damaged during a fight, it would fix itself. From the back of this suit, 4 mechanical spider legs would come out, which understood Peter's thoughts and helped fight enemies. Along with this, when instant kill mode was turned on, Peter immediately transformed into a war machine, different Spider-Man of the multiverse. But outside of this Peter, there are some more extraordinary Spider-Man in the multiverse, like Miles Morales. He was also bitten by a spider, but that spider came by mistake from another universe. For this reason, Miles's power was different from others. He could emit electricity from his body without any switch, which is called Venom Blast. After taking this electricity shock, even very powerful enemies would become weak. Besides, Miles could blend his body with the environment's color and become invisible like a chameleon, which other Spider-Men cannot do. On the other hand, Gwen Stacy of Earth-65 is Spider-Woman. She is known for her dance-like speed and ability to maintain perfect balance. She thinks many steps ahead of the enemy during a fight. After that, the strangest is Spider-Man Noir. In this story of Peter from 1930s New York, there was no science or lab. He got his power from a spider god, so his powers were much more terrifying. He did not follow any rules, and his goal was to brutally destroy criminals, in which he succeeded. But the bite of the spider that came from another universe for Miles had created trouble in the multiverse, because someone else was supposed to be Spider-Man in that universe. But because of this mistake, Miles becomes the owner of powers like Venom Blast and becomes invisible, which has made him the most all-rounder in the entire Spider-Verse. Captain America versus Spider-Man. Many people think that Captain America defeated Peter in the Civil War movie, so how is he the best? But if we do scientific and comic book analysis, it will be seen that Peter was a high school boy back then. He came to fight a superhero human for the first time in his life. In that fight, Peter very easily caught Bucky's metal arm with one hand, which was more powerful than Captain America. When Bucky was trying to move his hand with all his strength, the gears crushed in front of Peter's strength. According to the official Marvel guidebook, Peter broke that robotic hand of the soldier. Where Captain America was gasping while pulling a helicopter with his full body strength, Peter could take much more load at just 15 years old. In that Civil War fight, Peter lost to Cap's strategy only because of his lack of experience on the battlefield, not because of strength. Defeating Doctor Strange. Tom Holland's Peter's power is his scientific brain. He could control the 4 mechanical legs behind the Iron Spider suit, together with his brain's neural signals without any remote, which shows how advanced his multitasking brain is. While studying in high school, he would solve difficult quantum physics problems at one go. Seeing his talent, scientists like Dr. Octavius, Doc Ock, and Norman Osborn were surprised. The neural inhibitor chip of Doc Ock that was damaged, Peter fixes it within minutes with Stark Labs gadgets and creates a perfect cure for him. The identity of the biggest mastermind is found when he comes in front of magician Doctor Strange inside the mirror dimension. Doctor Strange is not an ordinary man. He has a photographic memory, with the help of which he achieved MD and PhD degrees in medical science together. In just a few years, he became the Magician of Earth. Peter used the mathematical rules of geometry to tie and hang Doctor Strange with the threads of his own magic web. Then he stole Strange's magic ring and ran away. This incident proves that he can defeat even a magician in a battle of intelligence. Why is MCU Peter the strongest? At the end of the story, we see that Peter uses the machine of Stark's lab to make an upgraded suit for himself, which does not get damaged even by drone bullets. But after everything, when everyone in the world forgets Peter Parker by a spell of Doctor Strange, then all the expensive technology and suits given by Stark are taken away from him. Then Peter becomes completely alone. But he did not give up. He makes a classic suit for himself again with red and blue cloth using an ordinary sewing machine in his room. There was no AI assistant in this suit. There was only his own power. Finally, if we compare, we will see why this Spider-Man of the MCU is the strongest of all. Where other Spider-Man only relied on the powers of their lab's spider, Peter has body strength with which he can hold the collapsed roof of a building. Along with this, he got the strength to fight Thanos and alien monsters of the galaxy. And on top of that was added Tony Stark's space-conquering nanotechnology. Overall, judging from all aspects of physical power, suit, and cosmic battle, this Peter Parker of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the strongest and best Spider-Man in screen history. Also, there are many powerful gods and cosmic characters like Thor, Hulk, or Captain Marvel in the Marvel Universe. There is even a character named Jaya who can copy everyone's power, who has the strength of Hulk and the speed of Spider-Man together. But an ordinary family boy, Peter Parker, with his sacrifice, unlimited body strength, and technology combined, the way he saved the Earth again and again, has placed him in a position of best honor in this world of massive power.